Saxton. I'm a civil rights advocate and litigator from Washington, D.C. I'm here to provide public notice to Wichita County Commissioners today. This is in accordance with USCS Rules of Civil Procedure, as well as Rule 17 and Rule 20 of the United States Constitution. The United States Supreme Court. The United States Constitution is the overarching requirements that every state must follow. I don't think anyone here would disagree with that. States cannot enact its own alternative legislation, substitute it for the guarantees of the Constitution of the United States. That would mean that your state laws would be more powerful than the Constitution. Clause 1 of Amendment 5 states that no person should be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on presentment or indictment by a grand jury. The state of Texas, unfortunately, has enacted its own alternative legislation that permits prosecuting attorneys, police officers, sheriff's department to charge by way of information as opposed to indictment required by law. That is unconstitutional. An emolument violation is when you pay public officials to break the law. The Constitution has two areas that reinforces this. The first one is Article 1, Section 10, where it states that no state shall create a law that shall impair the obligation of contract. Police officers, the sheriff's department, prosecutors, judges, they are all under contract, a contract to perform based on their oath or affirmation, the oath that they took to support and defend the Constitution. The contract perimeters are defined within the Constitution of the United States, so when the state enacts its own law and directs their agents to disobey that law, the Constitution of the United States, that would be a violation of Article 1, Section 10. The 14th Amendment is the other place that you find the reinforcement of this issue, and that says that no state shall create or enforce any law that shall abridge the privileges and immunities of United States citizens. Privileges and immunities of United States citizens are at a minimum those that are enumerated in the Bill of Rights and the first 10 amendments. The state of Texas, unfortunately, again, has enacted its own inferior constitution that is permitting public officials, law enforcement, whom you all pay, to violate the Constitution of the United States. As a result, there's an inordinate amount of people currently imprisoned here in Texas illegally, unlawfully, and unconstitutionally. Tanoa Downing is preparing to litigate this at the Supreme Court of the United States on behalf of more than 700,000 people currently in prison here in America unconstitutionally. I'm here today to simply provide notice that if you continue to pay public officials to break the law, that there can be criminal sanctions that can come from that. Nobody wants to go down that path, so we are imploring you to simply redirect the people that you pay, your public agents, to act in a lawful manner. Paying public officials to disobey the law is an emolument violation. It is illegal and it is unconstitutional. I have a notice that I would like to put on the record that you guys can look at and read at a later time if you don't mind. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary.